All right, let's dive into something I think we've all felt. You know that flash of like pure frustration you get when you're stuck behind someone moving at a snail's pace? Yeah, we're talking about that. No, I mean, really think about it for a second. You're on a mission. You're just trying to get from here to there, and bam, your path is blocked. And you feel this surge of almost, I don't know, primal anger. If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are in very, very good company. So let's give it a name: slow walker rage. It's this super common but also weirdly intense feeling. The big question is, why? Why do we feel it so deeply? Let's get into it. It's really this feeling of being trapped, right? Like your control is just gone, your whole momentum is stolen, and you're forced to slow down to match this pace that just isn't yours. It's like being in a tiny little prison for a few seconds. And man, for so many of us, it is just maddening. Okay, so what's our first instinct when this happens? Well, for most of us, we immediately start blaming ourselves, right? We think, ugh, I'm just so impatient, or I need to chill out. But what if that's not it at all? What if we've been looking at this the wrong way the entire time? Yeah, we slap these negative labels on ourselves. We go straight to, man, I'm just an impatient person, or I guess I'm in a really bad mood today. Or maybe even the big one, am I just a rude person? We take this feeling and we convince ourselves it's a deep character flaw. But this is where it gets really interesting. What if that little burst of rage has absolutely nothing to do with you being rude or irritable? What if it's actually a signal of something completely different, something happening deep down in the wiring of your brain? And this really sets up a huge contrast in how we see this. On one hand, you have the common belief it's a flaw in your personality, but on the other hand, there's this really compelling cognitive theory that says the exact opposite. It's not a flaw, it's a feature. It's a sign that your brain is actually operating at a higher processing speed. Yeah, this idea is called cognitive velocity. It's basically the concept that some brains are just wired differently. They're built to process information and chew through problems at a much faster rate than others. And for people with these high-functioning cognitive systems, it's not just about thinking fast. Their brains actually crave moving fast to match that mental speed. It's a whole system that's always looking for the most efficient way to do, well, everything. I absolutely love this quote because it's the perfect analogy. Think about it like a video game, right? If your brain is running at a smooth 60 frames per second, it's going to feel all laggy and stuttery when it's forced to slow down to, say, a 24 frame per second pace. And that frustrating stutter, that is your slow walker rage. So what's actually happening inside this high-speed brain when it encounters an obstacle, like a slow walker? Well, it all comes down to the fact that your brain is, at its core, a powerful efficiency engine. Your brain is pretty much always in a state of what we can call self-directed problem solving. I mean, even when you're doing something as simple as walking down the street, it's constantly calculating, constantly optimizing, always trying to find the quickest, most direct path forward. Let's walk through the process, right? Step 1, identify the goal. Easy, get from point A to point B. Step 2, your brain calculates the most efficient route. Done. Step 3, obstacle detected. A slow walker is blocking the path. And that's when you get to step 4. The system experiences friction. That annoyance that bubbles up, that's your brain flagging an inefficiency. And this is the really wild part. In that split second, your brain totally depersonalizes the whole thing. The slow walker isn't even a person anymore. They're just an obstacle, a variable that's messing up a math problem. So it's not personal. It's not about them. It's about the cold, hard logic of a disruption to the flow. And yep, there is a name for this feeling. It's called cognitive friction. It's basically the resistance your super efficient brain feels when it hits a snag. Think of it less like emotional anger and more like a system error message. Your brain, which is hardwired for speed, is just telling you, warning, inefficiency detected. So, okay, what do we do with all this? Well, understanding this idea of cognitive friction gives us a totally new and I think much more powerful way to think about this super common frustration. Here's the bottom line. That anger isn't a bug, it's a feature. It's actually a sign that you have a highly efficient problem-solving brain that's just trying to do its job, find the best path forward. So let's bring it back to that higher frame rate idea. The next time you feel that lag, that friction, just remember that. Subscribe and follow for more.